Face It and Fix It, when I wrote that, at that time I'd researched why do businesses fail. And don't forget, at that time I was already training and coaching people in business, and asked me the same questions. And because I had my own my failures and near collapse in my business, I knew where I went wrong. But I realized through my research, there was 43 different reasons why any business fails. Wow. 43 different reasons. And, I remember I published a digital book on that. And then later on, I published the full book, and so within the book, I teach people what they are, and also how to, once you identify what's going on with you, how to turn that around. And I give case studies in there as well, companies that were almost at failure, turned around, and now real big companies.
That's remarkable. That's remarkable. I've had an experience of turning a business around, but nothing compared to what you've done. I mean, I read that, that you helped someone triple their revenue from $15 million to $45 million, which is remarkable. Yeah. It just shows the level that you've got to. And I mean, there's no wonder that you're sharing stages with the likes of Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins. I think I've seen you do some work with Success Resources. Yeah. This is the level that you're at. It's just absolutely remarkable.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want us to kind of turn our attention to, I just mentioned you tripling someone's revenue for 15 to 45 minutes. So you faced it. You fixed it. You now know how to kind of help a business generate revenue and solve their problems. Let's talk about what people need to do to double their revenue. Is there like a system? Is a strategy? Talk us through that.
Yeah, if you want to double your revenue, you have to understand that, or even triple your revenue, which we've helped our clients do. You cannot play with a self-employed mentality. So as Robert Kiyosaki, I've done 14 international tours around the world. He talks in his cash flow quadrant book, which really changed my mindset around business. He talks about 4 mindsets in business. The employee mindset, exchanging time for money. Yeah. I turn up, you pay me. The self-employed mindset, if it has to happen, it has to be me. I'll be the business owner mindset, which is I'm going to leverage systems, I'm going to leverage other people to get it done. So whether I'm there or not, it still happens. The investor mindset, I want a return on my investment. Yeah. And so if you want to double your revenue, depending on what level you are. So for example, our client who tripled her revenue from $15 million a year to $45 million a year, I had to get her to start thinking differently. And in most cases, it's like the way you are set up and structured would either create a limitation or a ceiling in terms of where you can go. And we work with clients from, just doing a few $100,000 a year to, multiple millions. And so if you get this, so the mindset is a critical thing, first of all. Once you understand the mindset, then it's like, then thinking about what strategy are we going to use to get to where we want to go. Yeah. So it's 3 key things: the mindset, the strategy, and then the action, the implementation of taking that. So with Princip, who the company grew by 3 times, once she understood that, she started to delegate a lot more, not so attached to certain things. And so as a CEO, I said, don't get involved in a lot of these other things, but your job is to strategize in terms of strategic vision, where the company's going, find the right talent, find the right partnerships, make sure things are set up the right way. So so mindset, and then the strategy is like, so how are we going to get there? So how are we going to attract the right type of clients? And then how do we close them? So we put a system together in terms of lead generation, in terms of how we're going to get these leads. And then she got involved in getting her salespeople trained. So if you're trained and using a script, the script then creates consistency. Not like a robot, but it's just like, make sure we cover this. So we can create consistency. And so the action part, the third part, is for all our clients, we set up what's called a dashboard. And that dashboard, if you worked in sales before, it's like, what are the numbers? Let's look at the numbers, because the numbers don't lie.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
It's just lifeblood of the business.
Exactly. And for most small business owners, especially self-employed, they don't really look at the numbers. They just do the same thing over and over and over again. But when we get them on a dashboard, and where we're saying, okay, every day you've got to report your numbers in terms of how many, whatever business is in, whatever business you're in, but looking at the different activities, because you're now focused on that, there's less distractions. And guess what? The more you focus on the key things that actually turn the wheel, money comes out the other end.
Yeah.
So we create bespoke dashboards, and help our clients just monitor that, calibrate that, tweak, and go.
That's brilliant, because it could vary for different businesses, but depending on the business, it could be maybe, are you making enough cold calls? Is it the emails you're sending out? Is it the DMs that you're sending on LinkedIn? Or whatever the metric is.
Yeah, definitely. All of that. Yeah. Exactly. Depending on the business. And if it's a property business, how many viewings did we have? You know, it's all this kind of stuff. And it's important, because once you can understand what's working, what's not working, what conversions are at certain places, then you can establish whether it's actually, do we need to pump more money into marketing, get more leads? Do we need to actually, if it's a sales issue, do we need to get the salespeople trained in a different way because the conversions are, and whenever we've got them to improve in terms of the script or adjust it, we see percentages going up.
Wow.
Right. So the dashboard is so critical. Because I can speak to a client. They can tell me all the stories they want, right? And they'll say this, that, and this. And I say, just let's look at the numbers. And when we start looking at numbers day by day, week by week, there is a trend. Then we can make key decisions based on the numbers, not on our feelings. Right? Yeah.
Because I think it's easy that people can get emotional about, their business or whatever it is that they're doing. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that it's more rationale than emotions.
Definitely.
It really is.
Definitely.
Okay. Wow. So, the first step is dealing with the mindset, and then it's looking at the strategy, and then it's setting up a dashboard so that they can track and see their various activities and see what's, how they're performing. And then sometimes someone like yourself will come in and you maybe make tweaks based on what isn't working properly, and then you kind of make those adjustments to kind of boost their business in certain areas.
Yeah, and when we talk about mindset, I really want to iterate on this, because the reason why that's important, sometimes the business owner would tell me that, the reason why we're not performing, the reason why our sales are not where they need to be, or we're not growing, is because A, B, or C. Yeah. And I say to them, I challenge them when I say, are there any other companies in your industry that are doing well? They'll say, yeah, this company. So I'm like, so what's the difference? What are they doing? And often it's the business owner themselves. It's not the industry. It's not the staff. It's the way the business owner, the founder or whoever it is, the CEO is thinking about the situation. It's the way they're approaching the situation. And maybe they've done it all like that for so many years. That's what they know. So someone like me or one of my coaches coming in, looking at it, we're not attached to it. We're not emotional to it. So can we make those changes? We can suggest, and then we start helping them to tweak all of that.
That's incredible. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this episode to the end. Really do appreciate it. Now, if you want to get the latest updates straight to your inbox from us, including the latest podcast episodes, including exclusive offers and opportunities, including upcoming events, news, so much more, just sign up to our weekly newsletter. You'll find a link in the description below, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on the podcast players, or just head over to thesoundofaccra.com/newsletter. That's thesoundofaccra.com/newsletter. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much.